Welcome to the School of Computing at Universiti Utara Malaysia. I am your instructor, Dr. Ala Jabbar Al-Maliki. As computer scientists, your baseline training focuses heavily on logical defense. You learn to secure systems through advanced encryption protocols, robust firewalls, and rigorously tested code. This curriculum creates a dangerous professional blind spot. Many engineers assume the logical realm is the sole battlefield in cybersecurity. Consider a highly secure, mathematically verified network architecture. The topology is flawless, and the data packets are moving exactly as designed. Yet, without a single line of malicious code being executed, that entire system goes entirely dark. Every software defense is bypassed instantly. The cause is direct physical destruction. A perfectly secure mathematical software architecture is useless if the underlying physical hardware is compromised. The logical and physical realms are deeply interconnected. To understand true cyber warfare, we must recognize that physical threats parallel logical threats. Traditional kinetic warfare relies on direct fire weapons to eliminate immediate targets. It also utilizes indirect fire to achieve broader area denial and support units from a distance. It is a mistake to assume cyber warfare operates entirely on a keyboard, isolated from these kinetic realities. An adversary does not need to crack AES-256 encryption. They can achieve the exact same logical disruption by destroying the power systems keeping the network nodes online. Even intelligence gathering requires massive physical infrastructure. Espionage and reconnaissance rely heavily on orbital satellites and sensor arrays. Direct physical destruction is often the most efficient path to compromising a network. When evaluating physical attacks through the lens of the CIA triad, the primary target is availability. The tools required to execute these attacks are highly efficient and remarkably low-tech. A precision cut to a critical communication cable creates a localized, absolute denial of service. No complex software exploit is required. At a larger scale, heavy machinery can easily sever major subterranean fiber optic trunks, whether by accident or through targeted sabotage. This physical severance immediately reflects as a massive logical failure on a network operations dashboard. Physical vulnerabilities also extend to the human layer operating the systems. Attacking or obstructing the IT personnel responsible for maintaining the network is a deliberate tactic to hinder recovery and extend the outage. Millions of dollars spent on software development can be defeated by a $10 pair of wire snips or a rented backhoe. Beyond crude mechanical destruction, sensitive digital electronics are inherently vulnerable to electromagnetic assaults. While electromagnetic pulse weapons are a staple of science fiction films, they present a highly practical, non-kinetic threat to unhardened infrastructure. A high-altitude electromagnetic pulse, or HEMP, is generated by detonating a nuclear device in the upper atmosphere. A single HEMP detonated at an altitude of 300 miles would blanket a massive region like North America, instantly disabling active power grids. The use of a HEMP signals a severe global conflict. For localized cyber operations, smaller-scale electromagnetic threats are utilized. High-power microwave, or HPM weapons, use chemical explosives or high-capacity batteries to generate a strong, concentrated beam of energy. HPMs are devastating to targeted electronic systems. Because the energy is focused locally, they pose a significant challenge for engineers attempting to harden hardware against them. These assaults explicitly disrupt and block active electronic transmissions. Physical attacks can also compromise network confidentiality. Specialized equipment can intercept the invisible electronic emanations leaking from active hardware, allowing adversaries to gather intelligence without touching the logical network. Electromagnetic weapons bypass software firewalls entirely, utilizing physics to permanently neutralize logical systems. Defending physical infrastructure begins with baseline security measures, trained personnel, and physical force protection designed to deter vehicle-borne attacks. Heavy physical perimeter barriers are an absolute necessity for any critical facility. The building itself must be structurally defensible. It needs to be blast-hardened and engineered to resist electromagnetic interference. This requires adherence to the Tempest standard. Tempest mandates physical shielding around telecommunications equipment to prevent adversaries from intercepting leaking spurious transmissions. To guarantee system availability, Engineers must implement redundant infrastructure. This means pairing an uninterrupted power supply with heavy-duty backup generators to withstand primary grid failures. Organizations must also establish alternative communication channels well in advance, ensuring connectivity remains stable when standard lines are severed. Finally, defense relies on strict operation security, or OPSEC. Personnel must be trained to avoid discussing operations publicly and to actively protect sensitive equipment from intrusive observation. Securing a computing node requires an integrated architecture. The concrete building, the power supply, and the human operators are vital extensions of the software security layer. The core takeaway is straightforward. A brilliant software architecture cannot survive if its physical host is compromised. A holistic defense strategy must anticipate threats across the entire physical spectrum. This ranges from the low-tech, brute force threat of heavy machinery to the high-tech, invisible threat of electromagnetic radiation, which can instantly neutralize a facility's hardware without a single warning sign. The ideal defense architecture synchronizes secure code with hardened hardware and strict human protocols. Cyber defense is both logical and physical. As computer scientists and network architects, you must integrate physical infrastructure risk assessments into every system you design. To truly master cybersecurity, you must defend the physical world as rigorously as the digital one. Thank you for your time.